Hey YouTube, it's Dimitri, and today we're going to talk about World Quant University. For those of you that don't know, it's the free online master's degree for financial engineering. Everybody keeps asking about it. I keep avoiding making a video because I'm not the biggest fan of it, but we're going to give it a fair shake today. We're going to go through the pros of it, what it's actually good for, and then we'll talk a little bit about what it's not good for, and then you can look at your own situation and make a decision whether it's worth your time or not. So first off, like I mentioned, it is free. It is online. You can do it from anywhere in the world. So this is a great positive and a great benefit, especially if you live in a country that doesn't have a financial engineering program. This would be a great choice for you because a lot of you don't have, excessive funds and capital to be able to move to another country, take a master's degree. And if you want to be a financial engineer in a country that's not a financial hub, and specifically not in the US, this could be a good option for you. But let's dive on in here and look at the details of the program and talk a little bit about the pros and the cons specifically. So this is the financial engineering one, as I mentioned. They have a data science one. Perhaps I'll discuss that later. But that's actually a continuing ed module, not an actual master's. But anyways, so you scroll through the website here. It says it's a 2-year program. It also shows you this cool little plot here. They have great marketing. I think that's their big selling point is the marketing. They talk about, they do matplotlib and co-integration and neural networks and recursion and SciPy and all this. This is all just buzzwords. This is things like you might cover a little bit, but to be honest with you, you need to dive deep, like multiple years on one topic to be able to cover these in a great amount of depth. From looking at a lot of the coursework, so if we scroll down here, you'll have 9 courses and a capstone course. The big positive here, I do like capstone courses for all master's degrees. I think all of them should require the course or at minimum a paper, like a dissertation to be published or attempted to be published. So that's a thumbs up. It's 9 courses. If you dive on in here, you can see the different courses. They have financial markets, econometrics, discrete time, stochastic processes, continuous time, computational finance, portfolio theory, and asset pricing. I'm sorry I'm going fast, but there's just a lot of stuff to cover quickly. Machine learning in finance, case studies in risk management, data feeds in technology, and then, of course, the capstone course. So taking a step back here, is this comparable to a US or even like a top European Master's in Financial Engineering program? The quick answer is no. This is not anywhere near the same. Why? Let's just dive on in this quickly. So it claims it's a 2-year program. It's 9 courses. If you go, for example, to the US, we have a 1.5-year program. A master's degree in the US, at least, is 3 to 4 courses per semester. So at minimum, 3 courses a semester, right? Times 3 semesters, which would be 9 courses. This is equivalent in that sense to a 1.5-year program. For programs such as the one I went to, and other very high-end financial engineering programs in general, they will require that you take 6 courses per semester for a 1.5 years. So that gives you 18 courses. That's twice as long as this. That's like saying that a normal master's is a 4-year program. So the fact that they brag that it's a 2-year program, I think is nonsense. It's just marketing on their end. The courses in general, I think it's great they cover discrete time and continuous time. Again, this will be covered at a very high level. I know people are going to yell at me and say, Dimitri, I took it and it's very detailed and it's very intellectual and it's very challenging. Okay, I understand. I've been in an actual financial engineering program. These are like 1 course in a real program, maybe 2. And then you need to actually dive deeper into these specific topics of doing stochastic calculus, stochastic processes, and pricing of both European, American, and exotic types of options. There should be like an entire class, in my opinion, in most programs just on volatility. So again, they have computational finance, which would be the 3rd financial engineering type program here. It covers Monte Carlo and CVAR and VAR. It's okay. Again, the depth's not going to be there. It's not going to be comparable to a US degree or a European degree. So a lot of this is just like touchy-feely stuff. I feel like machine learning is great. You're going to cover a little bit here, a little bit there. You're going to do some data feeds and technology. I think it's awesome to get a taste of that. Portfolio theory, asset pricing, that's just general finance and financial markets and econometrics. It's okay. Okay. The quality is okay. It's an online degree. It's not going to have the rigor that you're going to have in a brick and mortar university. Okay, so let's just dive on in here quickly to what the program is good for. Like, why would you get this? Okay, like I mentioned, one, you're not in the US and you're not in Europe, at least not in like the main parts of Europe. You don't have access to a degree, right? This could be an option for you if you want to try to get into quantitative finance, if you're in a country that's not a financial hub and is not like a very well-developed country financially. So if you think about hubs, right, the big ones are going to be New York, Chicago, London, Singapore, Hong Kong, right? These are kind of like the 5 big areas. But again, you really need to think about, is it worth your time? You're still spending time to take this. Tuition-wise, it's free, which is awesome. This could be an amazing route for you. This could be something kind of to segue in. The second thing is if you are not from a engineering, mathematics, or science background, so really not a STEM degree undergrad, and you want to get into financial engineering, this actually might be a good option to kind of buffer you into a position to get into a real financial engineering program. But again, I don't know if it's worth the time, but it might provide some good studying tips and helps. If you're in one of these countries like the US or in Europe and you want to actually do this, this might be a good option to kind of buffer you into a different program. So what is the program really? Okay, it's not really a financial engineering program. The stochastic calculus, the 2 classes you take are pretty basic, which is fine. They're great. They're in every financial engineering program, so I'm not knocking that in any way. They also have the computational finance. It's not really numerical methods. I don't really see the optimization approaches, at least not in the descriptions. You might have 3 classes out of 9 that are financial engineering. The rest are just basic business classes, to be honest with you. And if you actually watch their video and go on their website, so here's the video on YouTube, and I watched this, and this is what changed my mind on making this video. You start going into the fact that it's really a business analytics course. It starts marketing towards you on financial engineers are needed, no one has them, education's expensive, and they can go to work in public policy, and they can go work in the medical industry, and they can go work in all this data analytics things, and they can help businesses everywhere. They're describing a business analyst or a business analytics major. They're not describing a financial engineer who's engineering financial products. They aren't actually doing risk management, because if they were, this amount of statistics required in the course would be much deeper. There'd be actual courses only on stats, okay? As someone who works in actual risk management at a real bank, this is not going to be the degree for you for doing that. And then to seal the deal for me, when I started looking around online for LinkedIn, I was looking for something else. I'm doing another video, and I came across somebody's profile who went to World Quant. So I was pretty excited. I want to see what they're doing. They have the degree, and they work as a business analyst. So realistically, if you want to work in business analytics, this might be a good option. Again, if you're in the US, you're in Europe, we have great education systems. Even in China, for example, they have great education systems in some universities. So if you're in a well-developed country, so again, I'm not just covering these. Like, for example, Brazil has great universities. There are well-developed countries, and in a lot of scenarios, this degree is not going to cut it if you want to be an actual quant or a financial engineer. If you work in a country that's more or less not a main, big, booming country with a lot of jobs in financial engineering, the competition is thin for quants, you might be able to do this because most financial engineers are going to be in Europe and the US, and then the rest of them are kind of spread out throughout the rest of the world. To give you a perspective, I believe it's like 70% of all quantitative finance jobs actually sit in the US. So I'm not just kind of like making things up and trying to make the US sound good, but this program, again, like I mentioned, it'd be great for if you're in another country. If you want to be a business analyst, I think this would be a great option, give you more rigor than perhaps maybe, I don't know, a general degree, maybe better than some other degrees. But if you're in the US or Europe or other well-developed countries with very good academic institutions, the competition will be stiff, and I don't think this degree will hold up. It definitely will not get you into quantitative finance in a lot of the major banks. So let me rewind for a second. Yes, it's possible, but it's very unlikely. And if you want to take that risk, you want to take that bet, go for it. But I can't personally recommend this would be the best option if you're in a well-developed country near a financial market. So anyways, those are my tips on World Quant. Okay in some scenarios, not the best in others. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, until next time.